I figured a way that lets you focus for an insane amount of times. I'm talking like 12 hours a day, even 14 hours a day. And this is absolutely crazy. And what I'm about to show you will literally blow your mind. So we cover something called brainwaves and how you can use it to maximize your focus and focus for 12 hours a day like a freaking millionaire. Let's go. So, brainwaves, right? Brain waves. Nice. So, what is brainwaves and why should you care? Well, your brain literally has different types of waves, right? So we have like this, we have more frequent one. And why does it matter? Why does it matter for focus, whatever? Well, it's because well, let me tell you actually an example. If you go and scroll on your phone, right? Let's say this is your phone, and you scroll on it for 30 minutes, then if you then go and try to study on a piece of studies or something, will it feel easy? Will it feel like light work, and will the hard work seem really, really freaking easy and enjoyable? No. But why? Well, when you're on like scrolling on phone and studying, you have different types of brainwaves, alright? So in order to find like hard work enjoyable and actually like focus on this hard work, you need to first make it so that brainwaves before your work match the brainwaves of your work, alright? So let me actually like present it in like an easier manner for you. 1 second. Alright. So once again, what happens is that your brainwaves changes from like very frequent one to less frequent one, right? And you feel something called resistance, right? Resistance. Alright? And this resistance makes it so that you procrastinate, so you don't feel focused, so you don't enjoy your work. And this is basically ruining your ability to focus for an insane amount of times. And what you need to do is to remove that resistance, right? Completely erase it. And to do that, you need to not change your brainwaves. And so, if we don't want to change the brainwaves, right? So like brainwaves for work will always be the same. So what we can do is, instead of trying to change this, which is possible but it's hard to do, what we can do is we change what you do before the work and then change your brainwaves to this and then transition to work, alright? So instead of going straight from these types of frequent brainwaves to this, where you feel resistance, you first a bit change, you progress these brainwaves in order for you to then and focus on your work, since this is the same as this. But wait a second, changing from this to this is the same as changing this to this, right? Well, not exactly, because here you can actually do a certain activities that actually help you like change this brainwave, and that activity is something called meditation, alright? So let me get this straight. Meditation is basically forcing yourself to be in a focused state of mind, and once you like repeatedly focus, then your brainwaves actually change. So here's how it works. You start meditating, then you get a thought, then you recognize it, alright? and then you go back. Wait, actually I don't want to call this start, rather I would call it focus. Alright? So this is like a cycle of meditation. So first of all, you sit down and you start your meditation, right? Let's say you're meditating for, I don't know, 10 minutes, alright? Then you get a thought, and this is guaranteed. No matter what, you will always get at some point a thought, right? So you get a thought, you randomly think of something, and a common mistake that beginners make is they get upset that they got the thought. No, you shouldn't be upset after a thought, because that's a part of your meditation, right? And what then you do is you recognize that thought. So instead of getting angry at yourself, you say to yourself, okay, this is a thought. Then you go back to focusing, right, on your breath. And this basically allows you to change a bit your brainwaves, right? So every time you do this, your brainwave goes from like this frequency to a bit more peaceful one, right? And then basically like this allows you to switch into work mode, and the frequency will be pretty much the same, making it easy to actually do the work, right? And the resistance that I've talked about actually works in a second way, right? So if you've been working for 7 hours focused, like really freaking focused, and then you go and you try to scroll like, I don't know, Instagram at the same time as watching some like YouTube video, you will feel resistance from doing it. Like you felt good in focusing, and then you will feel resistance, right? So yeah, and also another thing to mention is that while meditation is possible to a bit adjust the brainwaves to a more focused state, it is not entirely fully full solution, right? And after waking up, after getting out of bed, your brainwaves is default set to something like this, right? So like focus state. And what people do is they instantly disrupt this with like high dopamine things, right? High dopamine, okay. High dopamine stuff, alright? So they, first thing they do after waking up is they check their phone, right? They check their notifications, they get some music, okay, so get some music, and this makes it change your brainwaves into really like frequency style, and then when they try to actually sit down and work, they feel resistance, right? They start procrastinating, and it just don't work for them because their brainwaves is not in the right moment. So what do you do about this? Well, you do something called dopamine loading, all right? So what does it do is, most people dopamine looks something like this. This is time, and this is dopamine, right? And what does it look like for most people is they go up, go down, then you slowly go up, maybe you go down like this, and it's mess, it's chaos, right? You got these ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. It's complete chaos, right? And if you want to actually focus on your work, you can't have something like this, because your mind will switch from different brainwaves and you will feel so much stimulated, and it's just not possible for you to work and focus in this kind of state. So instead, you use something called dopamine loading, right? So let me draw this chart once again with dopamine loading in, and you'll see this idea where I'm going, right? So dopamine loading looks something like this. And boom, all right? So as you can see, for the first hours of the day, for a big chunk of the day, for like your, let's say that's your work hours, you absolutely at all costs like eliminate overstimulation, right? You eliminate basically changing your brainwaves to very frequent ones, right? So you stay focused, you stay out of the high dopamine activities, and at the end of the time, like if you completely restrict, for example, YouTube, which like is fine if you do this correctly, but some people like don't want to give up it like at all, right? Some people still want to like watch Netflix, and that's absolutely okay. But what I encourage you to do is to do it at the end of the day, right? And therefore, because like during sleep, our brainwaves reset, right? Our dopamine resets. And so what it is telling us is that you will have resetted point right here after waking up, right? And you can get a big spike right here and still get a consistent like brainwaves right here, alright? So during this, you will have the focus state and you will focus really freaking good for these couple hours of the day. So yeah, just a quick side note. Finally got the whiteboard ready and going with the marker. I know it's reversed, but I'll be honest, this is channel for like low quality, low effort videos. Like I didn't have any script. That's why the video structure might be a kind of messy. That's why I didn't explain it that well. That's why I didn't have any object lesson. That's why, you know, this is reversed and you can't see the graph. You can't even read it properly. I don't freaking care, honestly. I don't care. So yeah, that was just a quick video for you. And yeah, see ya guys.